Culture eats strategy for breakfast. Essentially, that quote, attributed to Peter Drucker, implies that you can set whatever course for your business that you want, but it'll be your culture, what your people believe and how they behave, that determines what will actually happen in your business. What is culture? Well, it isn't about workspaces and perks like comfy chairs and ping pong tables. It's about the habits people have formed, how they make decisions, how they respond to challenges, pressure and discomfort, and what they believe is good or bad for success. And that's based on what's been incentivized, rewarded, reinforced, and possibly even punished in their workplace. On the opposite side of the fence, there are those who believe that strategies are more important to the ongoing success of businesses. Strategies enable solvency, and that enables culture to happen in the first place. In all honesty, I believe that both culture and strategy nurture each other. A popular metaphor for how culture and strategy function together comes from Tanner Beschel of Explain. He says, strategy, in my perspective, is our journey. It's what we aspire and conspire to complete. It's a conscious choice in direction. Culture is the landscape. A mile on pavement takes much less work, gear and preparation than a mile through a mountain pass. The terrain, culture, must be considered when planning our journey, strategy, and the realistic perspective must be applied when planning. We wouldn't want to take off across the Andes in tennis shoes and shorts. By understanding the terrain, we can intelligently plan a successful journey. While every organisation is keen to create a strategy that delivers success, financially and otherwise, the ability to bring it to life and continually improve is determined purely by culture. Let's face it, the commercialisation of customer experience has never been more important. COVID has impacted customer behaviour and satisfaction drivers, with the level and rate of evolution within all types of organisations becoming almost fluid. We are truly in an ongoing flux of change. While overlaying that knowledge from a customer experience perspective, we know that customer experience is critical to the bottom line, and that is becoming more and more apparent. Based on what I've just shared, this means that we need to create a culture that is customer-centric throughout the organisation in order to bring our customer-centric strategy to life and be successful. Being able to drive meaningful change in organisations to improve outcomes requires thoughtful innovation and stamina. It needs to be in the DNA of the organisation in order to bring that strategy to life and be successful. Essentially, if the culture is not where it needs to be, the most succinct and amazing strategy in the world will never grow legs. Equally, if the strategy is only ho-hum or is not clear in direction, even the best culture in the world isn't going to improve the P&L position. Even in public transport, we look to differentiate ourselves from our major competitor, the private vehicle. And we know that unless we provide a better customer experience than our competitors, we'll never gain an increased share of customers' travel wallet. When considering this conundrum in one of our light rail operations, we decided to embed customer culture and make it part of our strategy. Knowing that both strategy and culture are main courses and not just entrees, this is not something we could do overnight, but rather we ate it one bite at a time. We took over the contract to run the operation in mid-2020. The first step in our journey was to look at the current performance of the strategy as well as the culture that we inherited. We know that the heart of any public transport operation is its people. We don't just move trams, trains, buses and ferries. We connect customers and people with people and places important to them. We took the opportunity to engage a cross-functional team to determine the best strategy and desired culture right at the outset. We wanted to engage the hearts and minds of our people and in turn create a commercially sustainable organisation. To do this, we needed to engage our people who, after workshop sessions and discussions, determined that both our culture and our strategy needed to be led by a focus on customer experience. Now, like many organisations, the scope and variety of the functions responsible for the delivery of our product or service is like a buffet. It's really easy to focus on that dessert or our frontline team members, But equally important is the entire end-to-end team, and that includes those that work as mechanics on the trams or those who work in our people team. By not focusing on all of the people and their individual contributions to customer experience, we were enabled to truly embed a customer-centric culture. And so we're enabled to deliver on the strategy that included clear customer satisfaction targets. We then investigated the drivers of satisfaction for customers using our light rail network. By doing this, we were able to identify that reliability, on-time running, and onboard comfort was just as important as the customer service customers receive from our frontline teams on our trams and also at our tram stops. And by further breaking it down to which roles were ultimately responsible for the success or otherwise of these satisfaction drivers, we could clearly articulate what each role in the organisation contributed to our customer experience. For example, without regular maintenance and repairs, our trams wouldn't be reliable, or without hiring the right people, we would have poor customer service or vacancies leading to cancelled trips, or without cleaners, we would have dirty trams and tram stops, leading to poor cleanliness and customers feeling generally unsafe. Once we identified everyone's contribution, we developed a specialised training package called Customer Connect. This training package had the objective to share our overarching strategy as well as the individual contribution and impact that each of our people make to the end-to-end customer experience. There were some key parts to these sessions, including that each of them had to have a representation from as many different functions within the business as possible. Now, this was really critical to ensure that the team was able to understand how the customer experience is built from the beginning to end and is impacted from every individual. We also ensured that it was plenty of interaction across the participants so they got to understand each other's perspectives, their role and responsibilities, and how they each implemented the strategy. We also share with each of the teams of our customer experience outcomes. This includes all the targets and all the drivers so that everyone's really clear on our performance. Through the training and ongoing engagement, each one of our people understood what it is that they do to contribute to our success. Now, not all customers are the same, and as we know, empathy and cultural awareness from our team is critical for the delivery of exceptional customer service. And this then leads to advocacy and positive purchasing decisions. And the same is applied for public transport. We have a number of customers with a disability, and those who also have English as a second language or don't speak English at all. So to encourage more of those types of customers to use our services and to retain and grow that share of travel wallet, we've undertaken training for cross-functional teams for key topics that impact our customer. And this includes things like vision impairment training, where we provide a practical education and empathy training on how to engage and assist those with a vision impairment. This also helped our maintenance team with placement of items in and around the tram stops, as well as ensuring that audio announcements on board are regular and clear so everyone can announce and understand them and they feel confident regardless where they are on their journey. We also undertook cultural awareness training. So we've provided cross-functional training on cultural awareness to ensure that both internal and external customers are treated with respect, empathy, and feel included. This has also led to an additional project where our team members wear a flag of their languages that they speak on their name badge, and that way customers and other team members can choose to converse with them in a language they feel comfortable. Embedding of customer experience culture throughout the organisation has not been easy. We've continued to work on it, and we've got support coming from across all of our stakeholders as well as our team. To reinforce our customer centricity and to celebrate our success publicly, we have a peer and customer feedback driven recognition program, and this is based on the impact on customers and the strategy that individuals and teams both provide. So, how do we know what we're doing is right or is working, you might ask? Well, we have some key measures that we've established and they indicate our success, and these include things like the obvious, like customer satisfaction. Now, up until COVID, it was trending upwards, but due to the pandemic, all of our customer research has been paused through our clients. We believe it's still high, and this is due to our leading indicators such as on-time running, punctuality, reliability, and the number of customer incidents all trending in the right direction. We have continued to do mystery shopping, and this really underscores our success so far. We're still averaging over 90%. We've also had customer complaints reduced by nearly 20% year on year. We've had unplanned leave being reduced and attrition being reduced. One of the most important ones I feel around our employee engagement is that we've had referrals from employees to others to join the team, and that's increased significantly, indicating strong employee advocacy. We've also had an improvement suggestions increase as well. So these come unsolicited and these are tracked right from ideation through to implementation. And wherever possible, we involve the person that actually made the suggestion in the first place. We've also, finally, but not least importantly, our financial outcomes have shown outperformance in profit year on year. So overall, while I hope what I've shared on my thoughts and case study have been insightful, I have to say that while culture might eat strategy for breakfast, I prefer toast. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you found it enjoyable. Until next time, goodbye.